In a crowded school hallway buzzing with the sounds of laughter and chatter, a soft-haired girl wanders through a sea of bright faces and cheerful voices, her own presence almost invisible against the vibrant backdrop. Mia drags her faded backpack behind her, its fabric worn and soft from years of being her only companion, while the warmth of her peers' mirth blankets her like a silent storm. Each step she takes echoes with the longing that resides deep within her heart, an aching desire for connection and belonging that remains unfulfilled. The cheerful camaraderie around her amplifies her loneliness, wrapping tightly around her chest, an unyielding reminder of the warmth that has always escaped her reach. Within the walls of the orphanage where she lives, the shadows of abandonment loom ever so close, whispering tales of lives once filled with love and care, lives she yearns to be a part of. As she walks past open doors of temporary homes, the faint sound of laughter dances through the air, a soft melody she is never invited to join. It fills the silence around her, reinforcing the painful truth that she is but a ghost among the living, haunting the edges of their joy. Mia desperately clutches her backpack against her chest, fingers brushing the few meager items it contains, each one a relic steeped in memories made more haunting by their solitude. A cold bed where warmth has always been absent, a faded poster of a family that feels foreign yet comfortable all at once, toys from fleeting moments spent in homes that didn't hold. She feels the aching solitude bleed into her every thought and dream, the longing for a world defined by love and belonging seeping into her bones. One day, as the golden afternoon light filters through the windows, Sarah, her weary caseworker, walks into the room. The warmth of her presence fills the space, but there's a heaviness in the air as she takes a deep breath. "Mia," she says softly, her voice a delicate whisper beneath the cacophony of childlike joy, "you have inherited a storage unit from your mother." The words hang heavily for a moment, the lack of enthusiasm in Sarah's tone contrasting sharply with the flicker of hope igniting within Mia's heart. Mia's breath hitches, 1,000 questions ignite as she contemplates the life hidden away behind those locked doors. What might be waiting for her? What forgotten treasures or hard truths lie within? As Mia stands before the storage unit later that week, the dim outline of the door looms ahead, a threshold to a past shrouded in mystery and untold stories. The heavy metal lock glimmers under the fluorescent lights, each moment feeling like an invocation of something deeper, pulling her closer. With a trembling hand, she inserts the key, the feeling of cold metal mingling with the warmth of anticipation swirling within her. As the door creaks open, dust dances in the air, swirling like memories waiting to be unearthed. Within this space, Mia knows that each forgotten object holds the weight of emotions, a life filled with stories yearning to be acknowledged. The moment feels timeless, as if she stands not only on the brink of discovery, but also at the precipice of defining her sense of self against the backdrop of a life she had yet to comprehend. If you too feel this ache in your chest, as if it were your own truth, consider liking and subscribing. Someone else might need to hear this story today. As the door of the storage unit creaks open, Mia steps inside, a rush of musty air enveloping her. The dim light casts shadows over the chaos of boxes and furniture, each item layered with history, holding forgotten stories. Her heart beats with a mix of trepidation and excitement, as familiar yet foreign emotions wash over her. She tentatively crosses the threshold, cautious of what might lurk in the corners of this space, where echoes of a life she never fully experienced linger like ghosts. Mia brushes her fingers against the rough edges of a dusty wooden table, envisioning it filled with warmth and laughter during dinners that defined the lives of others, but never hers. Each item in the room seems to amplify her loneliness, igniting memories of family that were always just out of reach. As she gazes at the scattered belongings, feelings of longing intertwine with the oppressive solitude of her reality, shadowing her very being. Her eyes drift to a small, faded cardboard box perched atop a precarious stack. Drawn by an inexplicable urge, she approaches it, heart racing. The box feels light but carries a weight of anticipation, and as she opens it carefully, a collection of odds and ends spills out. An old photograph, a letter, a rusted key, each item steeped in the possibility of meaning. Mia's breath catches as she lifts the photograph, revealing a vibrant image of a young woman with warm eyes and a bright smile, standing beside a baby wrapped in a blanket. It's her mother, the familiar face invoking a rush of bittersweet emotion. This moment captures the warmth of a connection she thought lost, rooting her in a past that had felt so distant. The photo brings tears to her eyes, and she clutches it tightly, reminding herself that she is tied to this woman, however fleeting their time together had been. Exploring deeper into the unit, her gaze lands on an empty shelf calling out for her attention. With resolve, she moves to it, clearing away the dust and debris, envisioning a space to hold her mother's legacy. It could be a shrine to understanding, a way to honor the woman who gave her life, even if that life had been overshadowed by absence. Just as she finishes making the shelf tidy, her eyes catch a glimpse of a small leather-bound diary hiding behind a stack of boxes. The warm feel of the leather against her fingertips ignites her curiosity, and she pulls it free, cradling it as if it has a heartbeat of its own. Finding a quiet corner, Mia settles on the cold floor and gently opens the diary. The familiar handwriting dances across the pages, and with each stroke of the pen, Mia feels a heartbeat connect them. Her mother's words flow freely, weaving tales of joy and struggle that resonate in a way she never expected. She reads of dreams and hopes, of the love that enveloped her during her early days, while also revealing the shadows of despair that loomed large in her mother's life. As she flips through the pages, the reality of her mother's battles with depression spills out in stark detail. Mia absorbs the weight of each entry, the love laced with turmoil, the glimpses of warmth accompanied by cold isolation, the hollowness that seems to seep through her mother's attempts to create a better life for them both. The realization stings as Mia sees the complexity of the woman she barely knew yet longs to understand. With every entry, she dives deeper into the intricacies of her mother's mind and soul, experiencing the rawness of vulnerability and the pervasive fear of inadequacy. Her mother had wanted a joyful life for Mia, one filled with laughter and warmth, yet those dreams had been eclipsed by the whirlwind of mental illness that had so often trapped her in moments of despair. The understanding brings a new emotional weight. Mia recognizes that her mother's absence was never about abandonment, but rather the quiet tragedy of a fallen spirit struggling against darkness. As the final page of the diary closes, Mia feels a profound sense of connection to the woman whose absence shaped so much of her life. She realizes that holding on to the past does not mean letting it define her. It means acknowledging it, embracing it, and using it to forge her own path forward. The pieces of her mother's life, nestled among the dust of forgotten belongings, become her legacy. A testament of love, struggles, and the intertwined destinies of a daughter seeking understanding amidst the shadows. With newfound clarity, Mia stands before the dust-laden box and the empty shelf waiting to be filled. As she gathers her thoughts, she feels the spark of hope ignite within her, a gentle reminder that despite the pain of loss, she is worthy of love, connection, and ultimately her own story that is only just beginning. Each moment in the storage unit becomes a step toward healing, as she embarks on a journey to unearth not only her mother's past, but also the strength within herself to move forward. Mia exits the unit, cradling the diary like a precious gem, ready to embrace the future with courage, determination, and the belief that love can persist even through the deepest wounds. As the days unfold, Mia feels an undeniable pull toward the remnants of her mother's life, still tucked away in the storage unit. Each evening, the diary rests beside her, its pages filled with her mother's words, a steady reminder of connection amid her solitude. With every reading, Mia becomes not only an observer but a participant in her mother's story, her own longing for understanding, propelling her to seek answers and uncover the truth beyond the written words. Determined to learn more, Mia devises a plan to investigate her mother's past. She heads to the community center where her mother had once volunteered. Its familiar facade greets her like an old friend, and the faded mural on its walls, depicting children laughing and playing, tugs at the corners of her heart. As she enters, the scent of coffee and aged paper fills the air, blending with the warmth of laughter echoing from nearby rooms. Each step toward the main hall is accompanied by a surge of anticipation, each heartbeat heavy with the weight of her quest. In the center of the hall, a bulletin board displays vibrant photographs and handwritten notes from community events. Mia's eyes are drawn to a particular image, a lively group of women, her mother among them, the joy radiating off them as they embrace life. The sight of her mother, smiling and carefree, sends a wave of emotion crashing over Mia, highlighting the duality of her mother's existence. A woman defined by both light and shadow. With determination, Mia approaches a staff member, her voice a whisper, yet filled with intent. "Do you remember my mother? I want to learn about her." The staff member's eyes widen in recognition, and she recalls the warmth and energy Mia's mother brought to the community. Each story shared reinforces Mia's connection to the woman who had dedicated herself to helping others, despite her battles with darkness. This revelation ignites a flicker of pride within Mia. Her mother was not only a parent, but also a beacon to others. Encouraged, Mia dives deeper into her mother's past. Over the following weeks, she reaches out to neighbors and childhood friends, piecing together memories that weave a tapestry of her mother's life, stories of laughter, love, and the turmoil of hidden struggles. She learns of her mother's resilience in the face of adversity, how laughter could be a salve, but also a mask for deeper pain. As she collects these stories, each encounter fills the empty spaces in her heart, illuminating the life her mother lived beyond the shadows. One afternoon, she is gifted a faded letter by an elderly neighbor. The yellowed paper holds her mother's familiar handwriting, the words flowing with hope and dreams for the future. As Mia reads, tears slip down her cheeks. Her mother had envisioned a life filled with joyful moments, all while grappling with her own demons. The realization stings, yet it deepens Mia's understanding of her mother's battles. With each story and letter, Mia begins to see her mother not just as a figure defined by absence, but as a multidimensional woman filled with love, strength, and vulnerability. While sifting through her mother's past, Mia discovers more about the pain that crept into her life. She learns of the mental health struggles that gripped her mother, of the moments when her laughter faded and silence took hold. With every revelation, Mia's heart expands and breaks simultaneously. Her mother's struggle for light amidst darkness resonates with her own loneliness and yearning. This understanding shapes Mia's identity, intertwining their paths through the shared weight of pain and resilience. In the final week of her exploration, Mia stands at a crossroads, feeling both empowered and vulnerable. The pieces of her mother's life, laid bare before her, reveal not just the struggles but the beauty of undying love. As she reflects on her journey, she writes an entry in her own diary, her words flowing freely as she commits her thoughts to paper. She speaks of forgiveness toward her mother and herself. Mia acknowledges the complexity of their shared experiences, crystallizing her understanding of love deeply intertwined with loss. It is a love that can coexist with pain, a love that transcends absence. Sitting quietly, she vows to honor her mother's memory, to create a life reflecting the dreams and hopes that remained unfulfilled. With the weight of her mother's legacy nesting in her heart, Mia feels a renewed sense of purpose. As she returns to the storage unit, she carries the knowledge that she is not merely the daughter of a woman who struggled. She is the product of a myriad of experiences that have shaped her spirit. Each item she collected from the past now serves as a touchstone, a reminder that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a strength that connects them across generations. As she steps into the storage unit once more, she knows she holds more than memories. She carries the light of understanding, ready to illuminate her own path into a future that honors her mother's legacy while forging her own identity. With a newfound sense of strength pulsating through her veins, Mia returns to the storage unit one final time, the door creaking softly as she pushes it open. The dust dances in the unexpected light, highlighting every box and forgotten trinket, remnants of her mother's life that have waited patiently for Mia to breathe life into them once more. Today, however, it feels different. Instead of just seeking understanding, she is ready to confront the deeper truths that lurk in the shadows. Mia approaches the shelves lined with boxes, her determination radiating with every step. She knows it is time for a reckoning with the past. She needs to confront the unspoken feelings surrounding her mother's struggles, discover the full breadth of her existence, and embrace her own path forward. She begins to sift through the boxes, feeling a sense of urgency stirring within her. Delving into the layers of past lives not only promises revelations about her mother, but also paves her own healing journey. As she opens an especially worn box, she uncovers a collection of letters, each one penned in her mother's delicate hand. Mia gingerly unfolds them, revealing not just ink, but the whispers of a heart hidden beneath layers of despair. Words of love, hope, fear, and vulnerability that had long been sealed away. Each word resonates within Mia, cracking open her heart wide as she reads about her mother's dreams for the future, the longing for connection, and the relentless pursuit of joy despite the grasp of mental illness. Among these letters, one stands out, addressed to Mia, written just days before her mother's last silent departure from the world she once clung to. Mia's hands tremble as she carefully opens it, her heart racing as she reads the words that seem to leap off the page. In her mother's handwriting, she finds a candid confession, an explanation of her struggles wrapped in love. Her mother speaks of feeling lost and needing to fight against the waves that threaten to drown her, ultimately expressing her undying love for Mia and reassuring her that she would always be with her in spirit. The tears spill down Mia's cheeks as she reads. Each word cuts deep, revealing a woman torn between love and the suffocating influence of her internal battles. The letter is a lifeline, letting Mia know that her mother was fighting for them both, causing heartache yet wrapping Mia in love even in the face of despair. This newfound understanding fortifies Mia's resolve, redefining her perception of her mother's absence. It reframes the story of abandonment into one of love and struggle. As she gently folds the letter back, Mia feels a surge of energy, a sense of connection that fills the void left by her mother's physical absence. With this letter clutched to her chest, Mia is filled with purpose. She knows she must act upon this understanding, turning her pain into a step toward healing. After exiting the unit, she takes a moment to compose herself. It is clear what she needs to do next. Mia begins to organize a small community gathering in her mother's honor. With each passing day leading up to the event, she pours herself into planning it, reaching out to those who knew her mother, fabricating a safe space where shared stories can define and reshape the narrative of loss into one of collective memory. The event becomes a tribute to her mother's spirit, a vivid declaration that she will not be forgotten. The evening of the gathering arrives, each detail lovingly curated to reflect the essence of who her mother was, aligning with the hopes Mia now carries. Chairs are arranged in a circle under the soft glow of string lights, and tables overflow with photos and mementos, symbols of a life woven into the fabric of a community. Mia's heart races with nervous anticipation, but also with an unshakable resolve. As guests begin to arrive, Mia greets them with warmth, exchanging smiles and brief stories about the woman whose light illuminated lives even in darkness. As the circle forms, Mia feels the weight of shared grief coalescing in the air around them. Noise dims as she stands to speak, her heart pounding against her ribs, but she finds strength in the collective love around her. "I wanted to gather us here tonight to celebrate my mother," she begins, her voice steady even as tears pool in her eyes. She was more than the struggles she faced. She was love, laughter, and an unwavering spirit. I believe that we deserve to remember her for who she was, to hold her memory not just in sorrow, but in the joyful moments she shared with all of us. With the warmth of community embracing her, Mia invites everyone to share their memories and stories. One by one, voices fill the air, weaving a tapestry of remembrance, layers of joy and sorrow blending into a symphony of love. Laughter punctuates moments of grief, and as memories unfold, Mia feels her mother's spirit alive within the shared stories, her essence resonating among those who loved her. When it's Mia's turn to speak again, she shares the letter she found, the hidden confession that transformed her understanding of loss. "Life can feel heavy sometimes," she acknowledges, her voice softening, "but it's in those moments of darkness that we find remarkable beauty. I've learned that our stories, our vulnerabilities connect us, and in embracing them, we emerge stronger. As the evening draws to a close, Mia lights a candle in her mother's memory, a symbol of love that flickers against the night. Surrounding it are others, each person holding a candle, while sharing a moment of silence. In that quiet, Mia feels the convergence of their stories, flowing together in unity, ensuring that her mother's memory lives on in hearts and minds. When Mia finally returns home, she carries with her the weight of love rather than absence. The gathering transformed her sorrow into a powerful light, reaffirming her belief that she is not defined by pain, but by resilience. Mia gently places her mother's letter and the diary on her bedside table, which now feels like a collection of legacy rather than lingering sorrow. Ready to embrace the future, Mia understands that she will carry the lessons of love, resilience, and community wherever life takes her. With her mother's spirit guiding her, she knows that every step forward honors a legacy filled with both struggle and triumph, paving a path of connection and hope. As dawn breaks the following day, Mia awakens filled with a warm but bittersweet light. The events of the night before fill her mind as she glances around her room, still adorned with remnants of her mother's life, a photo under glass, the diary she has come to cherish, and the letters that now feel like whispers of wisdom from a loving guide. The memories have anchored her, but with each passing moment she feels a pull toward the future. It's a gentle urging that invites her to take the next step forward while always honoring the past. Mia rises and heads to her small kitchen, pouring herself a cup of coffee. The sunlight streams through the window, illuminating the humble space and embracing her in its warmth. She recalls the lives touched by her mother, her laughter, her spirit, the light that shone even on the darkest days. It dawns on her that she has the power to carry that light forward. In that realization, Mia feels a surge of determination welling up from within her. After much thought, she decides to create a community project, a heartfelt initiative where anyone struggling with mental health can find solace, support, and understanding. Determined to bring her vision to life, Mia spends the next few weeks researching local resources and gathering information. Working late into the nights while balancing her daily job, she begins drafting proposals for workshops and support circles, understanding this project is not just about her mother's legacy. It's about extending a hand to others who may be walking a similar path of hidden pain and silent resilience. Every email sent, every call made, and every ounce of energy invested pulls her closer to her vision, enveloping her in a sense of purpose she once thought lost. Mia is careful to keep her mother's memory at the forefront of this project, sharing stories and lessons with those willing to help. She reaches out to therapists and local support organizations, emphasizing collaboration. With every conversation, she feels invigorated by the possibility of creating a sanctuary for others, a safe space where vulnerabilities can be shared and healing can begin. She designs the initiative as a place of acceptance and understanding, mirroring the love and warmth she felt surrounded by her mother's community. As the weeks roll on, community interest begins to swell. Word spreads about Mia's project, and those who attended the gathering come forward to lend their support, bringing their resources, time, and stories. Each volunteer adds their unique touch to the project, mirroring the intertwining stories Mia has experienced, the common threads of loss, resilience, and strength, forming an intricate fabric that will envelop anyone who steps through their doors. Soon Mia secures a local community center for the initiative, a space that mirrors the one her mother once filled with laughter and encouragement. As the opening day approaches, Mia feels a whirlwind of emotions, excitement, nervousness, hope, and an intensifying sense of purpose. She knows she is launching into uncharted territory, but the spirit of her mother accompanies her through every step. On the day of the launch, the room is filled with soft light and the buzz of hopeful conversations. Mia stands at the front, heart racing as she welcomes each person. Family, friends, and newcomers fill the chairs, all drawn together by the common thread of seeking connection and healing. As the room quiets, Mia's voice rises with warmth, embodying the love that has fueled her journey. "I want to thank you all for being here today," she begins, her voice steady yet filled with emotion. "This space represents not just my mother's legacy, but the spirit of all those who struggle in silence. We are here to lift each other up, to share our stories and to create something beautiful together. No one should feel alone in their struggles. Mia sees tears in some eyes, nods of understanding and warmth scattered throughout the crowd. With each word she speaks, she feels her mother's warmth wash over her, an unspoken assurance as if her mother stands beside her, proud of the journey they have taken together, filled with quiet strength and profound love. Throughout the day, workshops commence, each designed to facilitate empathy, connection, and healing. Discussions emerge about mental health, coping strategies, and the importance of community. Participants engage in sharing their own stories, lighting candles in memory of those lost, while laughter intertwines with shared moments of vulnerability. Mia observes transformations happening in real time. Connections are forged as people embrace their shared stories. The feeling of warmth envelops the room, and the sense of belonging becomes palpable. As the day draws to a close, Mia privately reflects while watching everyone embrace one another, exchanging contact information and plans for future meetups. It is a living tapestry of human experience, woven together through love, understanding, and resilience, just as she envisioned. She knows the journey for others is only beginning, much like her own, filled with both challenges and triumphs. In that moment, she recalls the final entry she wrote in her diary, a promise to move forward, carrying her mother's spirit wherever she goes. She understands that healing is not linear. It ebbs and flows with life's unpredictable rhythms. Yet, she finds solace in knowing she has created a sanctuary, a beacon of hope that shines brightly through the darkness. With a heart full of gratitude, Mia quietly thanks her mother for guiding her on this journey of healing and connection, recognizing that through her struggle and strength, she has not only honored her mother but has also begun to write her own story, a narrative steeped in love, purpose, and resilience. As she prepares to lock up at the end of the day, she takes a moment to see the space, the memories being created, the connections forged, and the healing underway. Each person who steps through those doors will carry a piece of her mother's legacy within them, lighting the way for others who may need it most. Mia steps outside into the cool air, the sunset painting the horizon with hues of orange and pink, a reminder that every ending births a new beginning. As she looks up, she sees the first star twinkling in the darkening sky, a symbol that, even in the darkest moments, hope shines bright. With her heart unburdened leading her onward, she walks away with her head high, knowing she carries love in her heart and the strength to continue forging her own path, reaching out to those in need and always holding her mother close in spirit. In the silence that follows, she quietly reflects, "Thank you for staying until the end." Sometimes all a child needs is to be heard. And with that, she takes a step into her future, ready for everything that lies ahead. Mia's journey continued to unfold after the transformative gathering, and she embraced each new day with resolve, knowing that every step she took was both a tribute to her mother and an exploration of her own strength. The community project flourished over the following months, welcoming individuals seeking safety and connection. Each week brought hopeful faces through the doors as stories were shared and vulnerabilities transformed into understanding. As attendance grew, Mia felt a profound sense of belonging as bonds formed among participants. Ella and Henry became regulars, as did many others, each carrying tales of loss and strength. Mia encouraged everyone to participate in open discussions, creating a space where nothing was off limits. The exchange of stories was a powerful catalyst, helping each person confront their shadows and recognize their resilience. One evening, while reflecting on the community's growth, Mia felt inspired to celebrate these shared journeys through a special event. She envisioned a gathering that showcased the artistic expressions of those who had attended, highlighting the importance of creativity and healing. Artists, writers, and musicians would share their work, allowing their stories to resonate throughout the community. Excitement bubbled within her as she approached her fellow attendees, inviting them to participate. The enthusiasm was palpable as each participant brought forth their talents. Ella wrote a powerful spoken word piece reflecting her grief. Henry, who had discovered newfound confidence, began composing songs that echoed their shared experiences. As the day of the event approached, Mia watched as the space transformed into a welcoming environment, adorned with artwork and decorated with small touches that reflected the collective spirit of the community. On the night of the gathering, Mia felt a mix of nerves and excitement as attendees flowed in, filling the hall with energy. Soft lights illuminated the room, creating an inviting atmosphere where stories danced in the air. Mia opened the event with gratitude, her heart swelling as she welcomed everyone. "Thank you for being here tonight. This space is a celebration of our shared journey, the strength in vulnerability, and the beauty that comes from connection. Each voice here deserves to be heard." As she spoke, she could feel the weight of shared stories resting gently on their hearts, binding them together. Ella was the first performer, taking the stage with heartfelt trepidation. As she delivered her spoken word piece, the room fell silent, each word weaving a tapestry of her being, pulling at the audience's heartstrings. Mia watched as tears glistened in the eyes of many, bonding them through the shared understanding of loss. When Henry took his turn, strumming a gentle melody, Mia felt hope wash over the room. His voice filled the air with warmth, and Mia saw the connection between those present deepen. The atmosphere swelled with a sense of unity, each person locked into this moment of raw honesty. Mia felt ready to share her own story, the final piece of the night. She stepped onto the stage, heart racing yet firm. "I stand before you as the daughter of a remarkable woman," she began, her voice steady. "Her challenges were profound, but she taught me the power of love and the importance of community. It's not just about the pain, it's about how we hold each other through it." As she spoke, her words flowed freely, a cascade of memories bringing her mother's spirit alive within the audience. She emphasized the lessons learned from grief, the strength it unveiled, and the light found in the darkness. Each voice, she reminded them, was vital. Applause filled the air as Mia finished, a wave of collective strength washing over her, binding everyone in a vibrant celebration of resilience and humanity. The gathering became not just a reflection of healing, it was a true manifestation of growth and connection. As the night drew to a close, Mia looked around, taking in the smiles, laughter, and softer conversations happening in small groups. People shared contact information, promising to stay connected, to continue the journey together. It was more than an event. It was a movement, a blossoming community knitted together through shared vulnerabilities and strengths. After the last guest departed, Mia took a moment to absorb what had transpired. The space felt alive. The stories shared that night transformed into an invisible thread connecting everyone. She felt both humble and empowered, knowing she had helped create something meaningful. Her mother's legacy was being honored in ways beyond her expectations, spreading hope where it was desperately needed. As Mia stepped outside into the cool night air, the stars twinkled brilliantly above, each one a silent witness to the connections forged below. She breathed in deeply, feeling a profound sense of gratitude for the journey so far. Each step forward felt both anchored in the past and brightened by a hopeful future. In that moment, Mia realized that while healing was a lifelong endeavor, it was one she no longer had to face alone. Love and support surrounded her, illuminating the path ahead. With the lessons of the past tucked close to her heart and the warmth of community urging her forward, she stepped confidently into the future, ready for new adventures and opportunities to intertwine her story with those around her. And as she walked away, a soft whisper echoed in her mind, a reminder that through every struggle, every connection, the essence of her mother lived on. Their journey together had only just begun. In the weeks following the gathering, Mia felt invigorated by the momentum growing within her community project. Each weekly meeting had transformed, becoming not just a space for sharing, but a sanctuary of support and empowerment. Participants, who had once been strangers, began to weave a fabric of trust, collectively navigating their emotions through open dialogue and shared experiences. Mia took special care to extend the reach of the project, targeting local schools and community centers to ensure that no one felt isolated, especially the youths who battled feelings of loneliness. In one workshop, she met Leo, a shy teenager burdened by anxiety. When he finally found the courage to share, His voice cracked as he revealed the overwhelming pressure he felt from the expectations around him. "It feels like I'm always on the verge of drowning," he confessed. As the words left his lips, the room went still, the weight of his honesty hanging in the air. Encouraged by Mia's gentle support and the empathy radiating from the group, Leo found solace in knowing he was not alone. Mia recognized that these moments of vulnerability were vital, providing channels of healing for those willing to share their stories. Inspired by the success of the workshops, Mia initiated creative sessions where participants could express themselves through art, music, and writing. Art emerged as a powerful outlet, offering a voice to those struggling to articulate their feelings. Colorful paintings adorned the walls, each piece a testament to the deep emotional journeys that had converged within the community. The project soon caught the attention of local media, leading to an article that showcased Mia's mission and the impact on individuals who sought refuge within their communal space. The coverage resonated with many, leading to increased engagement and support from the community. Donations flowed in, and local artists expressed their desire to collaborate, envisioning future events that could deepen the mission of sharing hope. One evening, after a particularly moving workshop, Mia returned home to find an old letter resting on her bedside table, one she had written to her mother during a time of grief. Smiling through tears, she opened it once again, feeling her mother's spirit surrounding her. "Love never truly leaves us," she read, realizing how true those words had become in her own life. Her mother's lessons, woven into every moment of connection, guided her as she expanded the project. With renewed determination, Mia decided to organize a larger event, a festival dedicated to mental health awareness, creativity, and the celebration of life. She envisioned a day where families could come together to participate in engaging activities, workshops, and performances, normalizing conversations about mental well-being while creating an atmosphere of joy. As preparations ramped up, Mia collaborated with local mental health organizations and artists, transforming her vision into reality. The excitement built as volunteers stepped forward to help with logistics, turning her dream into a community-wide affair. The festival soon became a celebration of healing, each element designed to foster connection and understanding among attendees. As the festival day approached, Mia couldn't contain her enthusiasm. She imagined the laughter of children, vibrant art filling the space, and the conversations that would spring up between friends and strangers alike. These gatherings became more than an event. They became a movement, a powerful reminder that everyone carried their struggles but also their capacity for joy and connection. On the evening before the festival, Mia stood outside her home, gazing up at the starlit sky, feeling a swell of gratitude. Each star twinkling above felt like a beacon of hope, reflecting the light she aimed to spread through the festival and her continued work. In that moment, she reaffirmed her commitment to honoring her mother's legacy, reminding herself that they were never truly apart as long as she carried her spirit forward. With a heart full of purpose and determination, Mia prepared for the next day, confident that the festival would be a heartfelt celebration. She lowered her eyes to the ground, whispering a promise to keep building connections, ensuring that love and understanding blossomed amidst the trials of life. Together, they could weave a community rich with empathy and resilience, where every voice mattered, and no one had to face their journey alone. As she took a deep breath in, Mia felt exhilarated, ready to embrace tomorrow, a day where hope would shine brighter than all the stars above.